Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to specifically showcase how I organized my combo interview file in preparation for my combo removal of conditions and naturalization interview. First and foremost, please check out my interview experience video that I just posted on my channel. If you are not sure what exactly needs to be brought to your combo interview, you will get a list of documents that you need to bring in the interview invitation letter, which I will also post on the screen. There are different requirements depending on whether you are doing this case jointly with your spouse or if you're doing this alone. Because I did this as a joint case with my spouse, I had to follow the first half of the instructions listed in the interview letter. So first, I had to bring my interview notice, a government-issued photo ID, which consists of my passport from my current country of citizenship, all immigration-related documents issued to me, including my conditional permanent resident card, my employment authorization / advanced parole card, which in my personal case, it was a combo card, any other travel documents that I used to enter the US, which includes any updated passports if since applying for your conditional green card, you have renewed your passport, for example. Next, qualifying marital evidence, which means evidence that testifies that you and your spouse are continuing to live in a marital union. You should be bringing this kind of evidence for the entirety of your marriage. So not just since you became a conditional resident, they also talk about bringing other documents establishing your marriage that were not necessarily listed in the interview letter, but that could also include photographic evidence of your marriage, travel itineraries, events that you have attended together, which is what I did for my case. If you are attending your combo interview independently from your spouse due to divorce, abuse, or any other circumstances, then you can check out the second page of the interview invitation letter. And the end portion of this interview invitation letter, as you can see, includes the required documents that you will need to bring for your naturalization portion of the interview. So this is how I organized my combo interview file. I had a clear file. I honestly do not remember where I bought this. Inside the file, I had several different sleeves separating the type of supporting documents and evidence that I brought. So the first file contained the interview letter, which listed out the evidence that I brought for my case to the interview, and the actual interview invitation notice, which I had to physically leave with the USCIS officer. So he took this. This is a sample, but he took my interview invitation letter. The second file contained all of the identification documents. So I made a cover page that listed out exactly what is located in here. So it included my spouse's passport, my spouse's birth certificate, my birth certificate, my green card and EAD card, and also our social security cards and our driver's licenses. Even though those were not necessarily required for the case, the US driver's license is asked for from your US citizen spouse. This file also contained our marriage certificate. And every single one of these documents that are listed in this file also had a copy included in it. After the interview, the USCIS officer gave us back this file so we could take out all of the originals, and he kept all of the copies. And my birth certificate also had a copy and a translation in it. This was not listed as part of the required documents, but I wanted to give an officer a chance to look at any documents just in case they had any additional questions. The next file was a set of sleeves that contained our joint financials and proof of living together. So this was just a cover page. The next sleeve contained all of our tax returns that we filed together for the past however many years. So not just the 3 years or 2 years since applying for conditional status. No, I included every single tax return that we have ever filed together. Next, I included all the statements from our joint bank accounts. So the bank statement portion was honestly one of the thickest files because it contained a statement from every single month for all the years that we have owned this joint bank account. The next sleeve contained all of the insurance policies that we have together. So it included our health insurance, car insurance, property insurance. So all of them were in here. And then the other sleeve also contained our mortgage deed as well as all of the mortgage statements that we have been paying so far. I also included our joint leases from the time that we lived together before we bought our house to show that we have been living together for quite some time. So I decided to separate these specific evidences in a separate sleeve because they would not fit into one. And I used a large binder clip. It was significantly larger than this because this is just a sample, but my entire stack of this evidence was probably about this thick. So I had to use a large binder clip to keep it all together. And the officer complimented us on this part as well. He said that this was very useful. And finally, I had additional evidence, just like listed in the interview invitation letter, any additional evidence that you might think is important or useful for your case. And this is where I included photographic evidence, travel itineraries, and event tickets that we have attended, any events that are coming up. So I actually used my own template, and the USCIS officer also complimented us on this part specifically. He said that it was very well organized. The template is also available for you guys to use. I will link a video that talks about this template, how I organized it. So that was basically the packet that I brought to the interview. All of the newer evidence that accumulated over the couple of years after applying for removal of condition, I kept uploading in the unsolicited evidence portion on my online USCIS account. I just kept using that feature every few months to continue to upload additional bank account statements, mortgage statements. During the interview, I did ask the USCIS officer about unsolicited evidence, and he did tell me that it is useful to continue to upload evidence in your case file, but to keep in mind that they do stop looking at your evidence once they send you an interview invitation notice. So between the interview invitation time and until the interview, you can of course continue to upload new evidence, but you need to keep in mind that the officer will probably not see that evidence until your interview, so do make sure to also bring it to your interview. All my evidence was printed single-sided only, just like for any other USCIS case. Do not use any staples or hole punches for your case. You are allowed to use sleeves like this, but even if you don't want to, you're also allowed to use large binder clips to keep all your files together. All the evidence, for the most part, all of the copies of evidence was printed in black and white, but for the photographic evidence portion of it, I did print it out in color because I felt like that would be more important in color. Everything else was black and white, but if you do have colored copies, that is also totally okay. So I hope that you found this video useful. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Let me know how your combo interview went, and I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Bye.